after each signal. That's not going to work. You can't just...
You have to sit, otherwise umpire won't know.
The umpire can't have to search for you, so you'll have to be stationary. Oh!
No, I'm saying
he can't have to be looking.
They look at one place, so...
It's fine. I understand.
No, I know the nervousness. So she's batting?
Other side.
Other side, right?
It's fine. Toughest job. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
We cannot do anything now.
YouTube link isn't active yet.
Activate.
It is?
It's working? Not on.
I don't even see the link.
Oh, you want the link?
I mean, yeah. Today it was Okay, good.
It's working? Not working.
Good morning, welcome back to the Parham Bears Cricket Complex in Rydell, Georgia for the continuation of the NWCL 2025 Stride Atlanta Women's Open. Atlanta Super Lions against the CovetIT Daredevils is who you are seeing on your screen. CovetIT Daredevils winning the toss, choosing to bowl. Openers are Makshana Maila and Ninanshia Nantakumar. Opening bowler for the CovetIT Daredevils is Sandy Javia. 4 deliveries in, 4 legal deliveries into the innings. The only thing on the scorecard is a wide bowled on the second ball of the match. So 1 without loss is your score under relatively pleasant conditions. Air temperature probably 70, 71 degrees Fahrenheit, around 22, 23 Celsius if you will. Having a little bit of a trouble with her run-up here, Sandy Javia. She's pulled out of her run-up a couple times. Conditions, I think, are appropriate for a team that wants to to bowl first. Very damp, a lot of moisture. The pitch itself is perfectly fine, very hard. In fact, I noticed that it was harder than at the equivalent point yesterday. So not as big of a difference today, batting versus bowling first. And of course, after the moisture goes away with the sun coming out a little bit later, it will be, I think, perfect conditions. Now, keep an eye on the skies. Potentially some rain in the forecast for later on today. No such indication as of right now. I think we'll be perfectly fine for the morning game. There might be some interruptions in the evening game, but we're several hours before we need to worry about that. 25 over match. Atlanta Super Lions batting first 6 overs. First 6 legal deliveries would be the power play overs. We'll talk about what that means shortly. In the air and landing short of short cover. Tell you what, that was in the air for a while, but the ball sinking as it got to that fielder in the cover position. No run. That is the end of the over. Nothing off the bat. 1 run without loss is your score. So 1 without loss. Opening bowler from the northern end is going to be national player Giovanna Aras. tall right-handed fast bowler. Saw her yesterday, of course, and as it relates to her abilities as a national player, played for the U.S. as recently as this past summer. In Dallas against Zimbabwe, she was a member of the T20 squad as well as the 50-over squad. So very high caliber player and generally is very accurate. Note where the fielders are. Only one fielder outside the circle. That fielder is at deep third and noticeably very fine. If you have a fielder that fine, almost where you'd expect a first slip to be, draw a line from first slip straight to the boundary, and that's about where she is. If you're expecting, or if you have your third that fine, it means that you're expecting pace from the bowler. So pay attention to how that plays itself out. Great delivery to start, bang on target, no runs for Savannah RF again though. Opening bowler from the northern end, a little bit of a breeze coming in from the east, maybe the southeast. Savannah RF generally relies more on pace than on swing. You would think swing would aid the bowler coming from the south, the right-handed bowler. We'll see whether or not that has a part to play as we go through this match. Good shot, but straight to cover, no run. So your opportunity here is to get stuck in. Don't need to do anything rash. 25 over a match, so you have a little bit more time to get settled in. And even if you get through the power play, the first 6 overs with, say, 20, 25 runs on the board, as long as you keep wickets in hand, that provides a platform for you to launch from later on. Tapped around the corner. Might have thought that would have been a run, but the batters choose to not go for that. Certainly going to be some coaching from the sidelines, and we're probably going to have to pay attention to what the coaching staff says. Halfway through over number 3, make that over number 2. 3 balls bowled in that over, and still 9 deliveries legal, 10 total deliveries into this innings. Nothing yet off the bat. Once again, your opening batters: Mokshana Maila, none from 3. And then Anshia Nantakumar, none from 6. And just maybe you get the sense that a little bit of pressure is starting to build. Good delivery, bang on target, on the stumps. The length that she's bowling is one that has the batters coming forward, but not full enough to drive. So that length is one that you want to maintain. Yes, if you want to change up later on, maybe try a Yorker if you can, or Javon Harris has the pace to bowl a short delivery if she so prefers. The pitch, I think, is appropriate for that, but none of that yet. Great delivery again, and this time Mokshana Maila only able to get it to short extra cover. So pressure is a really interesting concept as it relates to cricket matches, and it takes the good batters to realize that in a T20 or T20 match, maybe you absorb 10 deliveries with no score, then you might start getting a little desperate. But a 25 over match with that additional amount of time, the additional 5 overs, would put you in a position where you don't have to be worried if you are going several deliveries without scoring. Worked around the corner. This will be the first runs off the bat. A couple runs. Nope, only just one. So 1 run. Going to understand that, just the end of the over. And to the extent that you have just that 1 run from the bat, that might give you some pause. But all in all, still wickets in hand. 2 without losses, score after 2. Sanvi Javia bowled first over, now coming back on to bowl at the third. Her second, statistically, she ranks much lower than you would think given her abilities. 10th ranked bowler in the side by virtue of the fact that she has not taken any wickets yet. But probably what is more important than not taking any wickets is that she has an economy rate of less than 5 and over. And so these rankings can sometimes be deceptive. If you have an opening bowler bowling during the power play, just 2 overs or 2 fielders outside the circle, if under those circumstances you can limit the batting side to fewer than 5 runs and over, then I think that augurs well for your side. And certainly you'd think that it would be more appropriate for such a bowler to open the bowling. 4 overs or 4 matches played so far. 9 overs, 41 runs. And just 1 maiden in those 9 overs, but again, 36 dots. 36 dots for me is indicative of the fact that you have a bowler who has tremendous ability. And those dot balls, 36 dot balls, means that you're not able to score off of her, and she has the 3rd highest number of dot balls of all the bowlers in the side. The 36, the only ones higher are Lasya Bandaru 42, Ritu Singh 37. So you want to make sure that your opening bowler continues building that pressure. Not a whole lot off the bat just yet. Single there into the covers, so that essentially means that you're rotating the strike just a little bit, but it also puts you in a position of knowing that you're up against a really good bowler and you're going to require, or it's going to require you applying yourself, because it's not going to be easy to score off of her. It's past the outside edge. Tough out to the peel. Don't think that would have, first of all, wasn't collected by the keeper, and then I don't think it came off the bat in any event. But a lot of talking, a lot of chirping around the field. You expect to hear that from the fielding side when opening bowlers are performing the way that they are. So 3 deliveries into over number 3. Things become a little bit tricky when you start looking at a run rate that's around 1. So you're going to have to clean that up a little bit. In the air, oh, I tell you what, get 1 run, but that easily could have been a wicket. Flew in the direction of sort of a deep backward point. It's a bit of an awkward fielding position, not a genuine point, because she's probably 30 yards away from the bat. But also, my thinking is that if she came in another couple of feet, she probably could have caught that. And I think Ritu Singh thinks exactly that, because she's now brought that same fielder in a lot closer. That type of delivery and that type of shot ordinarily can take a wicket if the fielders are in the right position. Something to pay attention to. That shot, maybe just a bit of desperation. Great delivery again. This time it goes again directly to that same fielder we were just talking about. I believe is Samandi Muriki. So just 3 runs off the bat so far. 1 run from a wide. Your overall run rate of 1.4. Obviously, you're going to have to improve on that. 35 is what the projected score is based on that start. I don't know that you'd get anything close to a competitive game with such a low score. For probably the 4th time, you've seen Sanvi Javia with some issue regarding her run-up. So she's pulled out of that run-up a few times. Mentioned the fact that the ground is a little bit damp, and there is a very pronounced ridge on the south side of the pitch. So maybe that's what is bothering Sanvi Javia. Again, the same thing happens. I talked about that ridge. It's about, I'd say, 2 inches deep and runs across the area from, let's just say, mid-on to mid-off, about just south of where the umpire Aganathan is standing. So that may be what is causing the issue. And now she's going to change and go around the wicket. Don't know that that helps a lot in terms of some modes of dismissal, and certainly spray one down the leg side, that's not going to help either. But primary consideration for you as a fast bowler is to have a solid footing from which to take off. And if you're having trouble finding that footing on the pitch or just before you get to the pitch, then that sort of indicates why you'd have some difficulty running into balls. So we pay attention to that the rest of the way. Now, going around the wicket, a few things become apparent. You take LBW out of the equation almost naturally, because a right-hander bowling to a right-hander from around the wicket, ball will have to be a magic ball to get an LBW. Coming forward and pushing this into the leg side. So that becomes the last ball of over number 3. Still not many runs, even though the ability to find good footing for Sanvi Javia might be concerned. End of over number 3, the score is 6 without loss. The 6 without loss. Makshana Maila 2 from 9. Ninanshi Ananta Kumar 1 from 8. And it is going to be Giovanna RS, pace bowler, who is going to continue the bowling. So interestingly, statistically, the 2 bowlers opening the bowling are the 9th and 10th ranked bowlers in the side. Trouble here, tell you what, a more accurate throw might have had the non-striker in trouble there, because she was running to the danger end. Obviously that ball was struck directly to backward point, and a flatter throw may just have caused some issues. And for me, that seems to be an indication that there is some urgency to start the scoreboard ticking over. Back to what I was saying about Giovanna Aras, who is the opening bowler, also the vice captain. It is interesting that she herself is the 9th ranked bowler in the side. And I talked about the fact that Sanvi Javia is number 10. So the number 9 and number 10 are the ones opening the bowling. But for me, it's less about the ranking and more about what you expect for them to do. And they both are very difficult to score off of. Giovanna Aras, 8 overs, economy rate of less than 5, and she joined Sanvi Javia with that stat. So it's going to be interesting to see Skied over the top of backward square leg, running toward the boundary and 4. So that releases some of the pressure. The ball was a lot straighter than Giovanna Aras wanted it to be. I think just that right head shake there from Giovanna Aras tells you that probably she knows that ball should be more on the line of off stump. Gets that one drifting down the leg side, and Makshana Maila jumps all over it to get the first boundary of the day. And that would be a bit of a pressure release, I would think, for the Atlanta Super Lions, because you've got yourself in a position where it's a little bit difficult to score. By the way, my apologies. That's actually Ninanshi Ananta Kumar with that 4. That is the length and the line that you'd expect from Giovanna Aras. That length was much shorter, and it had a little bit more, let's call it energy put into that delivery. Not surprising that if a fast bowler gets hit for a boundary, the next delivery has some juice on it. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not you keep that exact option for Giovanna Aras. Getting the ball in the right areas, you don't expect that she would not be able to do that as a national player. And for sure, if you get hit for 4, yes, the ball was too straight. But the response from Giovanna Aras is what you'd expect. A couple of good deliveries make it difficult to score off of. So 2 balls remaining here in over number 4. We'll see whether or not this resurgence can continue. Played into the covers. No run there. So maybe just a touch of pressure released from that 4. And maybe some of the pressure put back onto the bowling side. Giovanna Aras is a national player, so you don't think that she would be very perturbed by that. But just noting now that fine leg has dropped back outside of the circle to protect against that type of shot. That is a lovely stroke for no run. That was probably middled better than anything else in this over, but unfortunately for Nananchi not to come out directly to the fielder at cover. No run, but probably a much better over here for the Atlanta Super Lions than you've had so far in the innings. 6 runs from the over, 12 without loss after 4. So 4 overs in the books, 12 without loss, so your scoring rate is 3, and that projected score moving definitely in the direction that you wanted to. Last over it was 35, projected score is now 75. That's what a couple of good deliveries and a productive over can do for your outlook as a batting side. New bowler is now going to be Lasia Bandaru, bowling from the southern end. By the way, we never did acknowledge the umpires. Umpire in your picture at the moment is Vinod Aganathan from right here in the Atlanta area. Ooh, what a great delivery that one is. Goes past the inside edge, goes past the leg stump. An attempted stumping here by Dia Prashant, not able to complete the stumping, but my goodness, that's a great delivery to start with here for Lasia Bandaru. In any event, the umpire currently at square leg out of the picture. This is lofted in the air over the top of mid-on. I'll get back to the umpires in a second because that should be a couple of runs. You get 2 here. So that's a good response to that delivery that was spinning past the inside edge. First ball of the over is a dot. The next ball is 2 runs over mid-on. I will say this, mid-on was very, very close. Mid-on was probably 25 yards away from the bat, which is well off of the 23-yard circle. Now, after that shot, mid-on is back where you'd expect for a right-handed off-spin bowling to a right-handed batter. Back maybe 10 yards away from the boundary. Not surprising. Played to mid-off this time. So 3 deliveries into over number 5. 9 deliveries remaining in the power play. Back to the umpires. The umpire currently out of your picture, but at square leg is Malati Venkat. Tremendous umpiring. As I said yesterday, I love when the umpires are, especially for a women's tournament, you do have some women umpires as well. Very important for a number of reasons that we don't necessarily need to get into right now, but primarily for development and wanting for the young ladies to see that there is a path beyond the actual playing field if you are competent at your job. Just for a split second there, you thought she was going to go for the big shot, ended up pulling out of it. So just 1 scoring shot in the over so far, 2 runs from the over. Last ball coming here, over number 5. And on balance, you bring your off spinner in during the power play to 2 right-handed batters. Just conceding 2 runs, I think, is a great place for you to be. Flatter here, this is lofted. It's going to clear the captain, Ritu Singh, and they'll get a couple of runs. So 2 scoring strokes in the over, and you get 4 runs from it. Like having the opportunity for the off spinner to bowl during the power play, but 4 runs coming from the over. End of over number 5, the score is 16 without loss.
Same one.
Giovanna Aras to bowl her third over, the last over of the power play. Slow delivery, wrapped on the pad. Immediately shaking the head no is Malaka Venkat. Oh, was a lot slower than the previous delivery that Giovanna Aras bowled. Maybe a lot straighter than she would have wanted with fine leg inside the circle again, but probably lucky for her. It was drifting down leg. That's some more standard delivery that you'd expect from a fast bowler. On the stumps, short of driving length, a couple of deliveries into over number 6. So, question to be asked is, do you expect for the fielding side to be more defensive with the field settings after the power play has been finished? Outside of the power play, you can have as many as 4 fielders outside the circle. Something to watch for as you get through these next 4 deliveries. Worked into the leg side. That's going to be an easy single. Certainly look for opportunities to get those singles and maybe scoring, not necessarily coming at a torrential rate, but certainly a little bit more fluidity with the scoring opportunities here for the batting side. Opening partnership now worth 17. Earlier I said that if you get through the power play with 20 runs on the board, that would not be a concern. And you're in that range. Fine leg, interestingly, is now dropping back and a little bit finer. It's going to be interesting to see the line that Giovanna Aras chooses to bowl. That's a great delivery going past the outside edge. So paying attention to the field. Deep third is still there, still very fine. But effectively, she becomes a wasted player because nothing has gone in, or wasted field, I should say. Nothing has gone in that direction. Maybe you could think about bringing her up and putting them. Look at that. Don't need the deep third anywhere. You get it that full and that straight. Probably wanting to play a little straighter on that one than she and Nantakumar. And plays across the line and gets her middle stump rocked back. So Giovanna Aras, national player, high level player. Not surprising that she's able to take wickets during the power play, and she does exactly that here. The first wicket falls. In fact, my apologies. Dinanshi Nantakumar was the non-striker, so the batter dismissed is Mukshana Maila. So unfortunately for Mukshana Maila, she goes bowled by Giovanna Aras. 19 balls is what she faced, but she scores 8 runs. Want to make sure that you get the scoreboard going in the right direction, but unfortunately for her, Mukshana Maila, she won't be able to do any more in that category today. So that is the end of her innings. 1 wicket down. You have 1 ball remaining inside the power play. Giovanna Aras has 1, scores 17 for 1. So this is the last ball, over number 6. New batters in, solidly in defense. That is the end of the over. A successful one for Giovanna Aras. 1 run coming from the over and the wicket of Mukshana Maila. End of 6. Power play is done and dusted. The score is 17 for 1.
Power play is done.
So 17 for 1 is the score at the end of 6, end of the power play. New batter, by the way, who came in at the fall of the first wicket is Shruti Suresh Kumar. Joining Dinanshi Nantakumar, 6 from 16. She is now on strike. And back to the off spin of Lasya Bandaru. 4 runs from her first over. 4 runs conceded, I should say, in her first over. Now looking to outside of the power play, and this is what I was referring to earlier, looking at the field outside of the power play. How defensive are they? This is skied in the air, catchable, caught in bowl chance. What a great catch. And I'll tell you why that's a great catch, because she not only had to find the ball in the air, but she had to negotiate around the non-striker, Shruti Suresh Kumar, who unfortunately got in the way, obviously very unintentionally, but it's still something else that Lassia Bandaru had to negotiate around. So finding the ball in the air and being able to take that catch, not only difficult enough to take the catch, but having to negotiate around the non-striker, that would have made it that much harder. So great work by Lassia Bandaru. The second wicket is down, still 17 runs on the board. So the second wicket partnership, unfortunately, for the Super Lions is not worth anything other than a 0. First wicket partnership of 17, you don't mind that. Decent start. But then to get through the second wicket with no additional runs added, that becomes something that you have to be concerned with. So the new batter is now going to be the captain, Advika Ganapathy. And you saw her yesterday making history, believe it or not, in the NWCL. There has never been a hat-trick had never been a hat-trick in the NWCL before yesterday. Advika Ganapathy taking a hat-trick yesterday. But she's not going to be thinking about that right now. Right now she's thinking about helping her team get out of a bit of a tricky situation. The score is 17 for 2. And after having lost the wicket from that second delivery of this over, she's going to want to make sure that her team is able to get through this tricky situation and get about the business of getting some runs on the board. So working on a wicket maiden here, Lassia Bandaru. 4 deliveries in, she has a wicket with the second ball and a couple of dots after that. So this is excellent. And Advika Ganapathy is going to want to not essentially do anything rash here. 1 ball now remaining in over number 7. And the point I was making is that the field setting is still relatively aggressive, almost as though you're still inside the power play. Oh, I tell you what, that's a great ball and that's a great over. Wicket maiden from Lassia Bandaru. Second wicket falls in the over, still 17 runs on the board. The score is 17 for 2. So 17 for 2 after 7. Lassia Bandaru working on a brilliant spell. 2 overs, 1 for 4. Also working on a brilliant spell is the lady with the ball in hand right now at the top of her mark. Ivana Aras, 3 overs, 1 for 8. Great delivery. So looking again at the field, you still have that deep third all the way down on the boundary and very fine. Made that point earlier. You have a ring of fielders on the offside, backward point, regulation point, cover, extra cover is mid-off. Looking to hit her way out of trouble here. Underhanded throw. Tell you what, that's a good commitment to that run. Making the call, immediately taking off with Shruti Suresh Kumar. And the captain responding appropriately, so you get a single. But all in all, I think you've got yourself in a position here where you want to see them start being more aggressive, start pushing toward a score. Now, interestingly, you have a 6-3 field. Fine leg is inside the circle. Mid-wicket is on the edge of the circle, and then there's a bit of mid-on. But everyone else, obviously, on the offside, want to keep highlighting the fielder, deep third. It's in the air and through. They'll get a single. Come back for the second run. Thought this was just going to be a single. Oh my goodness. If that throw was on target, The captain is run out by 3 yards. So the throw, a very strong throw coming from deep cover. And I think a better throw has her out by probably, again, 3 yards. So back to the point I was making. It's a 6-3 field. Deep third has not touched the ball the entire match. I don't know that you don't bring deep third up to solidify or fortify the field on the offside. And then maybe shots like that one would not have gotten through. Wrapped on the pad. That is very close. I think height might have been the concern there for umpire Malati Venkat. Hit above the knee roll on the front pad. So every chance that that might have been bouncing over the top. But that's a lot closer than you might have thought under the circumstances. So a couple of runs and then a dot. Let's see what happens the rest of the over. Mid on, in fact, mid wicket is the fielder in position this time. No run. So all in all, the run rate at 2.55 is nothing to write home about. Your projected score after that dot ball is 64. It's flustered, or it's fluctuated a little bit. You still think that you need to be climbing a much steeper hill than you'd be comfortable with at this stage. And it's not going to be easier because of the brilliance of the bowling of the CovetIT Daredevils. End of over number 8. That's the third, make that the 4th over bowl by Giovanna Aras. 4 overs, 1 for 11. So brilliant spell on the way for her. Of course, you're limited to 5 overs. So Giovanna Aras has 1 remaining. Maybe you tap that 1 away for the death, possibly. But we'll see exactly how Captain Ritu Singh handles that. End of over number 8. The score is 20 for 2. Overs complete, 25 over match, so the last 17 coming up. And Lassie Bandar continues. Oh, put down! A little bit of width, slashed away. Ball carries straight to Samanvi Moriki at backward point. Catchable height, probably knee height. She was not able to take the catch, so that is definitely a drop. So Shruti Suresh Kumar gets a life. Tossed up, and that is wide of extra cover, running close toward the boundary. Should get 2. Coming back for that second run here. Going back to that drop. A little bit of width provided by Lassie Bandaru. The ball was slashed away, but very catchable and knee height. So she'll be disappointed in that drop. Samanvi Muriki. Tossed up, swipe and a miss. So a little bit of excitement in this over. Have a drop, then a couple of runs, and then a dot. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But you get the sense that just a bit of frustration or a bit of impatience seeping into the lineup here for the Super Lions. Knocked her over. I'll tell you what, that drop does not end up hurting because she goes across a relatively straight delivery and loses her off stump. So good delivery here by Lassie Bandaru, wanting to make sure that the off spinner continued flighting the ball. She flighted the ball and induced a bit of a rash shot from Shruti Suresh Kumar. So unfortunately for her, her day is done. That is the 3rd wicket that goes down. 22 runs on the board, and 22 for 3 is your score.
I think I am cheering for you. I am cheering for you.
So 22 for 3, the Atlanta Super Lions are in a bit of trouble. First wicket partnership went for 17, but since then they've lost 3 for 5 runs. So you're definitely in trouble here, and the new batter in Anya Tiagi is going to want to help them extricate themselves from a tricky position. Slip fielder in position now, a little bit more aggressive. And every single one of the fielders is inside the circle. No one outside the circle, everyone inside. Actually, point is just outside the circle. Maybe cover just outside the circle and then walking in, but still a very aggressive field. Tapped into the leg side. They want a single. They'll get a single easily. Didn't exactly know where the ball went initially, and Tiagi, but she does end up getting off the mark here. So that is a single to end over number 9. It's a good over, and the CovetIT Daredevils continue their stranglehold on this match. 3 runs from the over and the wicket. The score is 23 for 3.
Hello gentlemen, good morning. I didn't hear you laugh, so I knew you won't comment today.
In the presence of great.
Just say, sorry, our game, 2 super overs last night, so we got, yeah, so I was thinking, but, so you commented? Are you here tomorrow? I'm trying to work something, so we can get together in the evening. Go well.
So Giovanna Arias is bowling all 5 of her overs on the trot. First delivery going down the leg side, and that is her first wide ball. Anytime you have a bowler who's able to deliver 5 overs on the trot like that, it's certainly a good indication, number 1, of the quality of the bowler, and then number 2, impact that she's having on the game itself. Lovely shot that gets through. We'll get 1, should be on. I tell you what, that throw that is coming from the outside, that fielder, I believe that is the captain herself, Ritu Singh, has an absolutely brilliant arm. And I think it's catching the keeper by surprise, because that throw is flat and bullet-like, not unexpected from a player of Ritu Singh's caliber, but it's still noteworthy that somebody can throw with that impact in this game. So maybe you take a look at which fielders you want to take on, and one of the fielders you don't want to take on is Ritu Singh herself. That's something to pay attention to, because women cricketers in this country are probably not accustomed to playing with a national level or international type player like Ritu Singh, and that throw is just a small piece of the evidence of her abilities as a national player. But it is noteworthy. She releases that ball and it absolutely bullet-like and flat. So something to pay attention to as you see which fielders the bowlers tend to take, or the batters want to take on. So Giovanna Arias with 3 deliveries remaining in her spell. Excellent bowling for her. 14 runs conceded in 4 overs and 3 balls. Slashed right to backward point. That is Ritu Singh, who we talked about earlier. So just last 2 balls now here for Giovanna Arias. So the next over from the northern end of the ground will feature a new bowler. Obviously not sure who that is just yet. We're into over number 10. So you're going to need some sort of a flourish toward the end here. Projected score is still only 67. That's very close. And given, this definitely is a lot closer than the previous shout. And this one certainly is not bounced to the top. Umpire Malati Venkat thinking that this is hammering into leg stump, I believe. That is the 2nd wicket taken for Giovanna Arias. The 4th wicket goes down for the Atlanta Super Lions. That is Anya Tiagi, who is dismissed. And unfortunately, for the Super Lions. They're in the proverbial spot of bother here. So 4 wickets down, 26 runs on the board, advantage to the CovetIT Daredevils.
You are next. Advi, 26 for 4 for 10 overs.
Guys, play on 45.
12 runs per over.
How many innings per over? 12 runs, right? Right? 12. Just on.
So the last ball of the day being bowled here by Giovanna Aras with a sheepish grin on her face. She's done the job here though. 4.5 overs, 2 for 14. Here's the last ball. Ooh, goes past the outside edge. What a brilliant spell by the national team player. End of over number 10. The Super Lions again in a bit of a spot of bother. 26 for 4 is your score. .26 for 4 into over number 11. Really good spell on the way. Excellent bowling, both pace and spin from the CovetIT Daredevils. Lacia Bandara was starting her 4th over. Tossed up. This is going to be a single. Giovanna Aras at mid-wicket will clean up. But looking at where your overall position is here, if you're the Super Lions, 1 delivery will make that 2 deliveries into over number 11. 27 runs on the board, so your scoring rate is 2.61. 2.61 projects to 65. 65 is certainly something that you want to be thinking that you need probably another 50 or so runs on top of that. But it's as though with the current situation, the CovetIT Daredevils are being more and more aggressive. Everyone inside the circle, and the fielders on the offside are all very close. So nothing is being given to them easily, and they're going to, in fact, the field that is set right now, you're tempting the batters to hit over the top. Sahasra Gopalakrishnan is the batter right now, and she's needing to go over the top if you're going to do something aggressive here. Pushing the ball into the gaps is not going to be very easy when everyone is within a few yards of the bat. So they're literally tempting you to hit over the top. The question becomes how quickly or how much can you accomplish that. And that carrot is out there. Look to see when she takes advantage of it. Get into the offside, no run. Excellent over from Lacia Bandaru. She's done excellently. Just 1 run coming from the over. End of over number 11. The score remains 27 for 4.
Samanvi Murthy bowling. I thought she's back.
So as advertised, a new bowler coming from the northern end of the ground. This is going to be Samanvi Mariki. So, double spin attack. Lasse Bandaru bowled 4 overs. Excellent bowler, 4 overs, 2 for 8. And Samanvi Mariki looking to continue constricting the Atlanta Super Lions. Once again, looking at the field, everyone inside the circle. Maybe not quite as aggressive as they were for Lasse Bandaru. A little bit further toward the edge of the circle. But still a very aggressive field. In the air, and it's going to be in the gap on the leg side. They'll get 1. Do they come back for a second? They do come back for the second. Look at that throw. Absolutely brilliant. So the throwing from the outfield is brilliant. You see the difference in talent, because I will tell you that throw came in from that boundary. The boundary on the western side of the ground is 52 yards. And that throw came in from probably 50 yards, and the keeper collected that throw above her head. So brilliant, brilliant stuff from these fielders. So looking to see how they can accelerate here. Played into the offside, and I guarantee they'll not run in that arm. So 4 deliveries before you get to what I believe is going to be a water break. And I like what I saw there from umpire Malate Venkat. Keep the ball off the ground. I'm sure it's innocent, but sometimes umpires have to be conscious that there is sometimes an intentional attempt to have the ball scuffed up by throwing it across the surface. And these young ladies, I don't think would have been doing that, but that is a consideration. And more broadly, it represents good umpiring, because not very many umpires would make that observation and direct the players in that way. Tossed up. Good looking strike down the ground. They'll get a few runs here. It may just go all the way. No, pulled up, and they get a couple of runs. I'll tell you what, that's a good piece of work. And look at that arm again from the outfield. Everyone who is in the outfield has a bullet for an arm. 2 balls remaining here in over number 12. Some signs in this over that the Super Lions are starting to get a little bit more of a sense of urgency. So we'll see whether or not they can, in fact, put themselves in a position to accelerate past the projected score of 66 right now. Pulled away. This is going to be at least 2 more, you think, or not. No, just 1. And again, the throws from the outfield, this is what makes the difference, because it puts you in 2 minds as a batter. Because do you want to take on the arms from the outfield, and that makes you hesitate, and that turns 2 runs into 1. So brilliant stuff in the field from the CovetIT Daredevils. But having said that, some signs in this over, as I said, that the Super Lions are trying to inculcate a sense of urgency into this partnership. Still in its infancy, only worth 6. But they're looking for ways to keep it gaining some momentum. That's going to be wide. 5 wides in the inning so far. Just 1 ball remaining here in over number 12. And again, I believe we will have a water break immediately after this over is completed. Lofted straight to mid-on. Simple catch. Wicket number 5. And that is halfway through the innings, and Vita Allure is the fielder with the catch. And that is brilliant stuff. A bit of pressure building. They're trying to hit their way out of the pressure. The Super Lions end up just simply hoisting a catch straight to mid-on. Wicket number 5. Half of the side is done. The score at the water break is 33 for 5.
Fire freeze, fire freeze.
No, no, fire freeze. Grab my backpack. It's the Southern Strikers one. Okay, guys, let's go, let's go.
Just stretching the okay, yeah, I know.
One, two, three, double! Echoed!
No, I'm here only just preparing for your next level. Welcome to the madness. Thank you, coach.
So 33 for 5 is your score after the first water break. Atlanta Super Lions being inserted into bat by the CovetIT Daredevils. Having a bit of a difficult time with it. Should be Bangwal at the non-striker's end. Captain Advikas Ganapati, 9 from 17, is on strike. And the new bowler will be announced as soon as we get that information. But as of right now, bowling from the southern end of the ground, replacing Lasya Bandaru. And past the outside edge here. Joshita Jaganet. I believe that's Joshita Jaganesh. Bowling from the southern end. Let's see whether or not she's going to be able to maintain the pressure that has been built by the other bowlers. Full toss, low full toss. They will not run in this arm, guaranteed. It's interesting that they, even under the circumstances where you have the opportunity to get some runs here, and I think you want to be able to maintain the momentum that you've gained. I think you want to see them pushing on toward that. First delivery going past the outside edge, and then a single to square leg after that. So The last 5 overs have yielded 16 runs. This is clipped around the corner, another full toss. And maybe just a little bit of the pressure has been released because you want to make sure that you put the batters in a position where they are under pressure, meaning you have to build that pressure with deliveries that are difficult to score off of. Could probably make the argument that full tosses going down the leg side don't exactly build that pressure. But in any event, we'll see what happens here. This is going to be outside the line of off stump. You like the dot ball, but you'd like to see the ball more on the stumps, maybe just shorter than that, maybe just short of driving length to attempt to build that pressure, to put the batter in 2 minds. And that's something that you'd probably want to see more of. But having said that, she's brand new into her spell here, Joshita Draganish. And it's going to be up to her to just make the adjustments needed to join her teammates in building the pressure that has worked for the team so far. In the air, just wide of the fielder cover. Do they look for 2? They do not look for 2, and that's a good decision because that throw, 1 bounce directly to the non-striker's end. So you see, again, part of the calculus for these batters is trying to judge when to attempt to go for that second run as compared to their knowledge that the fielders in the outfield all throw very well, very accurately, and with pace. Something to pay attention to the rest of the way. That's a drive 2, short extra cover, no run, excellent over, 3 runs coming from it. A couple of deliveries that you probably want to have back, but I'll tell you what, if you have an over where you only concede 3 runs, then you're certainly a net benefit to your side. End of over 13, the score is 36 for 5. $36 for 5. Excellent fielding continues. It becomes very difficult to manufacture runs. This pair of Advika Ganapati and Shubi Bangwal have a lot of work to do. Advika Ganapati on strike now. Oh, swipe and a miss. Ricocheted off of the keeper's glove back onto the stumps, but I don't think there is any realistic chance of that being given as a stumping. So this is going to be the second over being bowled here by Samanvin Muriki. Tossed up and very wide. Signal is wide. This is again a good over, but you want to see that the opportunity to maintain the pressure stays in place. And you hate to be harsh, but wides essentially help to relieve pressure. In the air, landing short of the fielder, the square leg. So you get 1 there. All in all, I think certainly the Atlanta Super Lions might be of the mindset that they're a little bit down at the moment. And it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they can help themselves get out of the hole that they're in. I say hole because they, as of right now, have a projected score of 70. Just to give you a sense of what the CovetIT Daredevils batting is like, Ritu Singh herself alone yesterday scored 68, I believe. From memory, we can confirm that exact number. In fact, maybe we'll look to see exactly how the batting stacks up. But looking at how they did yesterday, Rita Singh herself, the leading batter in the side, 85 runs. And yesterday's score, as I mentioned, was 68. 68 with, I think, 3 fours and 5 sixes, 5 huge sixes. So that is the batting firepower that you're facing later on in this match. So you're going to, in some way, have to find a way to be more aggressive and get a few more runs here. Oh, simple catch! Look at that! Oh, I'll tell you what. I said simple catch. It was dying as it got to the fielder in the covers. And it's a good diving attempt by her. Not quite able to get the hands underneath it. Simple catch from the standpoint that it was not struck very firmly, but it was dying, so it didn't quite carry. And she might consider herself unlucky to have dropped that, but my goodness, it was not an easy catch at all. Tossed up and played into the offside. And look at Giovanna Aras sacrificing her body, making sure that nothing comes or that ball does not get through. And then does a couple of push-ups for good measure. now they're just showing off. End of over number 14. The score is 44-5. For 5, 14 overs into this innings, and it's going to be Joshita Jaganesh to continue. Played into the offside, good piece of work. So the first over ball by Joshita Jaganesh went for 3 runs. And again, it was an opening over, so not necessarily all there with the line and the length. But still, having bowled an over that only went for 3 runs, she would consider herself in a good position here. Locked her. That has aggression behind it. Let it clear mid-on. It does clear mid-on. They'll come back for the second, or will they? No, they will not clear. They will not come back for the second. And I will tell you, even though mid-on fumbled the ball in the outfield, the reason why you don't go for the second run there is because you've seen the strength of the throws coming from the outfield, and you don't want to get run out. So even though you don't have an official run out on the table yet in this innings, the fact that the outfielders are as good as they are is a huge factor, and certainly one of the reasons why the scores are as limited as they are, because you don't want to take any chances. You don't want to take on the opposition in the field, and that absolutely works in your favor as a bowling side. So 3 deliveries into over number 15. Down to the last 63 balls of the innings. Only 41 runs on the board. Projected score based on 2.83 and over is 71. No ball. Oh, that is going to help you if you are the Atlanta Super Lions. What better way to try to get something going in your direction than to swing for the fences here, given that this is going to be a free hit. Let's see exactly what Shubi Bangwell can do here with this free hit. 3 from 6, but she has an opportunity here to do something big. Good shot, but straight to mid-on, and they will not get a single. Oh my goodness. So the free hit does not hurt at all. Big wind up and a big hit, but it does not in any way impact the result on the field, because even though it was a big hit, it does go directly to the fielder at mid-on. And mid-on, even though it's not picked up cleanly, was not able, the batters were not able to get a run there. Pull around the corner. They have to push for 2 here. No, they will not push for 2. And there's, look at that throw once again. listen to the cheering in the field, because again, the fielders know how important it is to keep that pressure. And even with a ball that was hit past the outfield, almost maybe 5 yards from the boundary, and the fielder running back to get it, still no ability to get that run or to get that second run. So this now will be the last ball. 3 runs from the over already. Straight down the ground. They'll get 1, and that really will be all they get. So 4 runs from the over. To bowl and over, where you conceded a free hit, had a no ball, and still only have to go for 4 runs is excellent. So good comeback here from Joshita. I'll make that by Joshita Ganesh. In fact, that's exactly what it was. 4 runs coming from the over. The score is 44 for 5.
Don't forget me.
And you also have
44 for 5 after 15. Kamanvi Mariki to continue. Bowling to Advika Ganapati. That ball starts over number 15, so you're down to the last 59 balls of the innings. Talked about the fact that the projected score is, well, has hovered in the 70s for a while now. Firepower that the CovetIT Daredevils have with the bat. You would think that you'd want to be aiming for something around, at minimum, 100. For you to get to 100 from here, run a ball gets you to 102. 5 and over gets you to 92. Maybe 5 and over, maybe about the best that you could aim for given the circumstances, given the fact that you don't have a lot of wickets to come. That will help. Wide down the leg side. Haven't had a whole lot of wides, 8 of them in all in the inning so far. But Coach Clint Copeland will want them to clean that up. That's lofted in the air, catchable. Oh, what a stunning catch. What an absolutely brilliant catch. Coming in and diving from maybe a deep mid-wicket position and snagging that one probably knee height, but you had to dive forward to get that ball. That is not easy in any way, shape, or form. That is a great catch in any form of cricket. And that is wicket number 6 that goes down. The captain dismissed. Advika Ganapati tried while she was out there, but 14 from 30 is all she could end up with. And she disappears courtesy of a brilliant catch, a catch made by Sandy Javia. Again, that is wicket number 6. The score is 45 for 6.
I want my seat back.
So 45 for 6. Atlanta Super Lions continue to struggle. And a new batter is going to be Vaina Vikanan, left-handed batter. See her later with the ball, left arm fast bowler, but as of right now as a left-handed batter, she is going to need to find some way to manufacture some runs. And immediately going around the wicket to the left-hander. Oh, that gets through, goes past the keeper, but they do not get the bye. Tell you what, a little bit unsure that time. Maybe the call should have been made by the non-striker, Subi Bangwal. She's the one who had the view, and she would have been running to the danger end, but unfortunately not able to see that that ball got through the keeper. It ends up just being a dot ball. 2 balls remaining here in over number 16. You're going to start running into trouble here. Tries to get that one through the offside. Can't get any back on it. So things have ground to a halt here. And off spinner working her magic with the left-hander. Looks to pull this one away. A little bit of extra bounce. Can't get anything on it. Just 1 run from the over with 1 ball remaining and things can... In fact, that is the end of the over. So yet another good over from the CovetIT Daredevils. 1 run came from that over and the wicket of the captain. Captain Advika Ganapathy. So that is the end of over number 17. Over 16 rather. 17 about to start. The score is 45-6. So Ritu Singh, captain, into the attack for the first time. Continuing the spin attack. First delivery, appeal for leg before turned down. Ritu Singh, tremendous off spinner. Can bowl during the power play, can bowl in the middle overs, can bowl at the death. A tremendous bowler. You get the sense today she was just essentially keeping herself back. Maybe giving some of the bowlers who don't always feature heavily in the attack the opportunity to bowl. And now she's bringing herself on. Ritu Singh bowling over number 17, and in theory she could potentially bowl 19, 21, 23 and 25 as well. In theory. Tossed up, and that is a wide. The first time that you see a wide bowl by the captain. So very much known, Ritu Singh, as a tremendous all-rounder. Talked about what she did with the bats earlier. A couple of wides here in a row, so maybe slightly less than what you'd expect from the captain. Her disciplines generally are very good. A couple of wides bring the Atlanta Super Lions closer to 50. Gets to the keeper. We'll get a bye. Ooh, will they get a bye? Direct hit. And she did get there. No signal from umpire Binod Aganathan, so I believe that might have been not a bye, but an inside edge that was not collected by the keeper. So looking at where you are now, looking at the next several overs and what you might expect. 48 runs on the board. 73 is your projected score based on the current scoring rate of 2.91. Earlier I said maybe just try to push to get to 90. 5 and over from here gets you to 91. 7 and over, which would be a tremendous improvement on where they are now. 7 and over gets you to 108. I don't know that you have the wherewithal to get to that type of number, but the left-hander on strike now, more attacking field. Look at that turn going away from the left-hander, and you can see the definite turn by Ritu Singh. 2 balls remaining here in over number 17 now. Great delivery, goes past the outside edge again, and the left-hander Banavikana having a little bit of trouble getting back to ball here. This should be, I believe, the last ball coming up. Tossed up. It's not going to be the last ball because it's yet another wide from Ritu Singh. So she's had a few of them in this over 3 and all. And she will be a little bit irritated at that, you would think. But in the event, that she's not able to close out effectively, then that will give them a little bit of a chance to feel like they have a chance to get back into the game. Anyway, that's the end of the over. 4 runs coming from it. 3 of those 4 were wides and 1 was a bye. Ends up an umpire, Vinod Aganathan, did in fact signal a bye. I just missed it. My apologies. End of over number 17, 49 for 6.
Our team is number 1 already. Right. The other team is they tiebreakers don't.
49 for 6. Anvita Allure back into the attack. Right arm off spinner. And that one turns tremendously. You can see the turn from here. And you can see that the attack, the spin attack is working very well here for the CovetIT Daredevils. Tossed up, pulled around the corner. Should just be 1 run. We're coming back into the bowler's end. So that brings up to 50. That will make you feel in some ways encouraged. My goodness, you do have a lot of work still to do. And you're going to have to find some way of manufacturing some runs at the back end of the innings. Down to the last 4 to 6 balls of the innings. Left-hander, kind of on strike. Passed up, gets it off, no run. So you're now in the position where your current situation demands acceleration. You might just hear the applause from the teammates of the Atlanta Super Lions wanting to acknowledge that 50 runs on the board. Oh, that gets right through. And really nowhere near that one. It bounces over the top of the stumps. Ricochets back onto the stumps of the keeper, but not a stumping. My goodness. Get the sense that you're going to have to do something special. Try to accelerate towards the back end of the innings. And you'll see her with the ball later on. I think she's a really good bowler. Maybe we'll go through her figures shortly. And on the leg side, very much tossed up. She's getting turned, but the line is too straight to start with. I know that I wouldn't go around the wicket if I were her. And bowl that same type of delivery, but from around the wicket, drifting in and then turning away. Tossed up in the air, catchable, no, just over the top of Giovanna Aras at mid-wicket. 1, so just 1 ball remaining in the over now. 43 balls remaining in the innings, 52 runs on the board. And with the right-hander now back on strike, let's see whether or not she can make the change in terms of switching the line. Of course, it's really difficult sometimes to find the line that you need. Tossed up, great delivery, turns back onto the stumps, defended for no run. Just 3 runs coming from the over, 1 of which was a wide. End of over number 18, the score is 52 for 6.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. How's it feeling? Shot?
52 for 6. Ritu Singh to continue. This is her second over. Goes past the outside edge yet again. A number of times where you've gone past the outside edge of the right-handed or the left-handed batter by Navikanan. 1 for 8 is what She's now back on strike. It's going to be important, I think, for her to try to manufacture a way of offsetting current situation where she's being tied down by the spin. But of course, it's not easy to do against a high quality side. This side, CovetIT Daredevils, is a really, really strong side. And batting toward the back end of the innings with the lower order, things become that much more difficult to make an impact on the game. So 3 straight dots to start over number 19. You're down to the last 39 balls of the innings. Starting to think about how you may approach the rest of the innings. 6 and over now gets you to 91. 6 and over gets you to 91, and you're only now scoring at the rate of 2.79, so less than 3 and over. You have to think that a more realistic number would be what the projected score right now shows, 70. Defending here, no run. Last ball coming up. This is tremendous bowling, but from Ritu Singh. And action to the left-hander is from around the wicket, slanting in and then turning and leaving, which is why you have a slip fielder in position. It is Sanvi Javia at slip. Tossed up. Oh, goes past the outside edge yet again. 6 dot balls and over. It is a maiden. Over number 19 goes for a maiden. 52 for 6 is your score. Change in bowling. Will be Ishika Pediretti. Going from the northern end. Right arm over the wicket. Bit of a bounce that time. First delivery. Generating maybe too strong a word, but she certainly has the height to be able to get ball to bounce a little bit. Not much pace in the delivery, but I think you like what you see from her so far. And a couple of deliveries that are on the stumps, which is what you want to see. Single here from Shubhi Bangwal, 5 from 16 before that, so now 6 from 17. Question now to be asked is how can Vainavi Kannan get a strike rate higher than 7, which is what you're at right now, 1 from 14. And you get the sense that with this new bowler on, if you're going to attempt to accelerate, no better time to do it than against a bowler who's just trying to find her line and length. Play back to the bowler herself here, no run. So in reality, even the projected score right now of 68 looks a little bit out of reach. But maybe there's something that you can do to find ways to get runs, and then if you get gifts like a wide down the leg side, that will help. Strike bowlers, Sanvi Javia and Giovanna Aras open the bowling. Giovanna Aras is done. She bowled her 5 overs on the trot. Sanvi Javia still has 3 if you feel that you need her. Samanvi Mariki still has 2. Lasya Bandaru has 1. She worked into the leg side. Do they want a single? They wanted a single. Boy, look at that throw. That is not an arm to run on. I hate to keep repeating it, but it bears repeating simply because it is such a factor in this game in terms of deciding when to attempt to run. And you're not going to run on Rito Singh's arm. Next delivery goes past the outside edge yet again. So 2 runs from the over already. Last ball about to come. So we're down to the last 31 balls of the innings. Might you consider something drastic? Don't know that you'd want to do a scoop shot or anything along those lines, but this certainly is not going to work in terms of looking to accelerate. Now what might work is, again, if you get 3 runs from the opposition, that is wide number 14. 15 wides make that 15 extras total. So 14 wides and a bye. So you may want to clean that up a little bit. Tossed up. And that's going to be a no ball. So interesting. A no ball is going to bring, or is it? No ball. Interesting. Just for a split second. Oh wait, the umpires are not talking about it. Okay, so it has been confirmed that was indeed a no ball, and it's a no ball because of the fact that it was a full toss above waist height. So full toss above waist height, in other words, the ball gets to the batter without bouncing, and it passes the batter at waist height or above. That is a no ball, an illegal delivery. So does that now give the opportunity for Shubi Bangwal to throw the bat at this next delivery? Cannot be dismissed off of a free hit except in a handful of circumstances. And that's swept to square leg, but they will not get a run for it. Tell you what, good shot. The ball came off the middle of the bat, but straight to square leg. And you're not going to take on the arm, as I keep saying, of any fielder in outfield. End of over number 50, over 20. Score is 56 for 6. $57 for 6, last 5 overs coming up. Tossed up, turning away from the left-hander. So this is going to be Anvita Lure who's continuing. So the 21st over in progress being bowled by Anvita Lure. Boy, look at that ball turn. Turned a little bit too. Let's just say the coach Clint Copeland is not happy with that decision. Definitely getting turned, and that ball turned. I think when the keeper collected it, it appeared to have been outside the wide line, but obviously you're needing to judge where it passes the batter compared to where the keeper collects it. Tossed up in the air, just landing short. Rita Singh not quite able to get to it. So this is something to pay attention to because she's generating a fair amount of turn. Looking at this next delivery, tossed up and again turn. You're seeing significant turn. That's a good piece of fielding, by the way, in the covers. And these are the days when it's tough to be a left-handed batter because the ball is turning, and all the off-spinners that are in the CovetIT Daredevils lineup have the capability of turning the ball. This one turning too much for the liking of umpire Vinod Aganathan. So that is now officially the 18th wide, make that the 17th wide, the 18th extra overall. Still 3 legal balls to be bowled here in over number 21. So Anvita Allure, she starts this ball on the stumps, like there, should be in good shape. Look at this. Had a run out opportunity there for a minute. Ends up just conceding a single. The last 2 balls coming up here. 60 runs on the board. The extent to which you have the opportunity to accelerate certainly depends on the bowling that you're receiving, but the bowling is certainly a lot more difficult than you'd be expecting. The ball is bouncing clearly over the top of the stumps, so not a bit of the shout there, but yet another bat. So 2 runs, make that 3 runs from the over. 2 of them were wides, so 1 run off the bat. So excellent bowling here from Anvita Allure. This is the last ball of over number 21, tossed up nicely. What a delivery. That turns past between the bat and the pad and bounces over the top of off stump. Excellent stuff from Anvita Allure. End of over number 21, the score is 60 for 6. Rita Singh switching ends, starting out with a wide down the leg side. So probably if I am Coach Clint Copeland, about the only thing that I'd not be happy with is the number of extras. 18 wides, 19 extras total. Passed up, look at that turn. That's the type of delivery that you expect to the left-hander. From around the wicket, slanting in, pitching, turning. So that is a nightmare for left-handed batters. All these right-handed off-spinners, and that is played into the offside, no run. Another way. So for those of you who are following online, I made this point yesterday, but if there's anything that you would like to contribute to the conversation, please feel free. Essentially, I end up filibustering when I'm commentating, and if there's a conversation that we can have beyond just me talking, I certainly would be happy with it. That's what you expect from the left-hander. Look at this. That is the outside edge found, the ball running just past slip. Not able to get a single there, but my goodness, with that ball turning, I'm actually surprised there's not more than one slip in position. Tossed up, bounces over the top of the stumps this time. So really just nothing happening off the bat at the moment for the Super Lions. We're getting toward the back end of the innings where you'd want to ideally see some sort of acceleration, but not happening, and that goes past the leg stump this time. The dot ball closes things out in over number 22. Last 3 coming up, 61 for 6.
Let's go, girls. Come on, turn it, girls. Turn it. Turn it, girls. Turn it. Let's go.
Starting over number 23 from Anvita Allure. Anvita Allure into her 3rd over. 2.1 overs, none for 7. to the right-hander. Interesting that the left-hander rather, she chooses to stay over the wicket to the left-hand batter. From over the wicket to the left-hander as an off-spinner, you essentially can take LBW out of the equation. You exacerbate the angle across the left-hander, but I don't know that it would make more sense to go around the wicket. You have more potential modes of dismissal into play from that angle. Certainly LBW, and then certainly with the ball being too straight, it provides an opportunity for the right-hander, or the left-hander rather, to get inside the line and play shots like that one. So something to think about. Let's see if she remains over the wicket to the left-handed batter. In the meantime, it's going to be Shubi Bangwa back on strike, 7 from 24, passed up, played back to the ball in a run. And so they continue limping toward the finish line here, the Atlanta Super Lions. Last 14 balls, but the runs essentially have dried up. Only 11 runs in the last 5 overs. And the CovetIT Daredevils don't seem to be letting them off the hook. Oh, that gets right through the fielder. Short extra cover, but as has been said a number of times, you're not going to take on the arm of any of these batters, of these fielders rather. So down to the last 13 balls. Here's the last ball of over number 23. Oh, that gets through extra cover. This will be a single. And they get there now. So maybe just a bit of a positive end to the over, but still only 3 runs coming from it. 64 for 6 after 23. So, Sam Vijavia to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. Opened the bowling, bowled 2 overs, overs 1 and 3. First over went for 1, and that was a wide. And the third over went for 4. Look at the slip fielders. This is not something that you see very often. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slips. 5 slip fielders. Here. Coach Clint Copeland is reminding me that this looks like the West Indies days of the 1970s, and you do not see this very often. Oh my goodness. Solidly in defense. They look for a single here. They'll get one. Or will they? Oh, could have been a direct hit. Could have been troublesome. But they do get a single. Oh, going back to this, Sanvi Javia is bowling, and she just had 5 slips. I honestly have never seen that in a limited overs match. Now, it is a left-hander on strike, so they'll have to go switch the slip cordon to the other side, if for no other reason than the fact that it is a no ball if you have 2 fielders behind score, more than 2 fielders behind square on the leg side. So those slips will have to move over. There's a leg slip. So leg slip in addition to 4 regulation slips. Absolutely brilliant. You like seeing this. They want a single. Don't think they'll get it. And I think more than anything else, she just wants to roll over or turn over the strike. 24th over, and you're seeing the CovetIT Daredevils pull out all the stops. This, if you like fast bowling, this is something that you like to see. Now, interestingly, She's over the wicket to the left-hander. 4 slips and a leg slip. This is absolutely incredible. Ooh, goes past the outside edge. 3 deliveries into the penultimate over the innings. And you're seeing something that you don't see very often. I need to talk to Coach Copeland at some point. I want to know if this is his idea.
Nope.
So, 4 slips and a leg slip. Great delivery, and that's actually well played into the offside. They get a single. And let's see if they maintain this. Yep, they do maintain the heavy slip cordon. You do still have a leg slip in position. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 slips. This is absolutely brilliant to see. So again, 4 slips, 4 regulation slip. There's a leg slip, there's a point, there's a mid-off, and then you have a mid-wicket and a mid-on. But you do not, ladies and gentlemen, see this very often. Here is the next delivery. Oh, well played. That is really well played. A high front arm. And listen to the applause. The entire slip cordon is applauding that shot. So this will be the last ball here for over number 24. And again, you don't see this very often. At a test match, you don't see 4 slips very often. But this is good bowling from Sandra Javi, and she's been rewarded by her captain here with a packed slip cordon. Last ball. Swipe and a miss. That is the end of a very eventful over, even though only 2 runs came from it. End of 24, the score is 66 for 6.
No, overdo it now. Don't overdo it with a spinner. No. Oh, you don't have it all up. Yeah, I can see 2 and 1.
The last over is about to be bowled, and there are 2 slip fielders in position with a spinner. I tell you what though, here there is turn, there is certainly bounce, and you don't mind seeing an aggressive field. I don't know that I've ever seen 2 slip fielders for the 25th over of a 25 over match, but such is the dominance of CovetIT Daredevils at the moment. Tossed up, good off the back foot. They'll get a single, or will they? I'll tell you what, throw that was closer to the stumps might have caused a little bit more trouble, but they still get a single. So you're down to the last 4 deliveries in the innings. Still only 6 to 7 runs on the board. There is a leg slip as well as a regulation slip. Pushes this one through quicker and flatter. So down to the last 3 balls. So your batters, Vainavi Kanan, 6 from 33. Shubhi Bangwal, 9 from 30. Are we looking to get more aggressive behind the wicket? There's a gully in position. That is Giovanna Aras. There's a slip fielder. There is a leg slip fielder. Tossed up. Oh, looking sweep. They'll get 1. I believe this is all that they'll get. Look at the throw. We keep talking about that. Every single throw coming from the outfield is one that will make the batters think twice about going for a second run. Last 2 balls, 6 to 8 runs on the board. 70 would represent a psychological barrier that was crossed, but I don't know that it would pump you full of any confidence. Working to the leg side. 1 ball remaining. You would think that on this 1 ball they will run on anything. 6 to 9 runs on the board. As of right now, you're looking at a pretty one-sided game. Funny game, anything can happen. But of course, CovetIT Daredevils have seen the best of things so far. And for good measure, she knocks her over. So the last ball results in the wicket of Vainavikanan, 6 from 35. Shobi Bangwal ends up not out, 10 from 31. The score is 69 for 7. Looking at the full scorecard, doesn't really make for good reading if you are a member of the Atlanta Super Lions. Top score was Advika Ganapati, 14 from 30. Shobi Bangwal not out, 10 from 31. Ninanshia Nantakumar 6, Akshana Maila 8, Shruti Suresh Kumar 3, Anya Tiage 2, Sahasra Gopalakrishnan did not trouble the scores. Vainavikanan, you saw her bowl there, 6, and what will probably be a concern for the coaching staff and Clint Copeland, 19 extras, 18 of which were wides, but in the grand scheme of things, the bowlers take away the extras and they did exactly what the coach needed them to do. Only one bowler had an economy rate of 5. That was Ishika Pedireddy. Her 1 over went for 5. All the other bowlers were excellent. Probably for me, the pick of them would be probably Lasya Bandaru, 3 overs, or make that 3 wickets in 5 overs, 10 runs conceded. And all the other bowlers did excellently. So we'll have a 10-minute break and to see whether or not 70 runs will be enough for the Super Lions to defend. We'll find that out as soon as we get back from the break. But as of right now, I think it's fair to say the CovetIT Daredevils have a stranglehold on this match. See you soon.
Anyone want anything?
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. Did I just see 5 slips in the 25?
Poor thing, man. They were scaring these kids. These kids, like, they are playing for the first time, second time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's okay.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
I know game is a game.
Of course.
But still.
Of course. I mean, you don't want to, you would insult them by just bowling the support bowlers.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're on this field, let's play, you get our best game. Yeah.
But still, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I know they were having fun.
Did you like our 4 slips?
Whose idea was that? Come here. Come here. You're about to be interviewed. Come here.
Get over here.
You. Whose idea was it?
Must be her idea.
No,
it
wasn't
my idea. You were the one who kept
Whose idea was it?
No, it was not my idea.
Both of you, come here.
All it was the greatest underneath both of us, big dog. We felt good
Both of you,
seeing it.
right here in front of the camera. Both of you, come right here. Whose idea was it for the 4 slips? Ritu, tell me why 4 slips were something that you considered doing.
Because Sanvi, she's one of our best bowlers, and I think that she has the ability to, bowl to that kind of field, and we just want to have fun. So.
You want to have fun. Giovanna Aras, 5 overs, 2 wickets.
Yeah.
Why did you not have 5 slips?
Good question. Because she wasn't confident.
Hey! Okay, wait.
Sanvi was confident. Sanvi was ready for it.
Sanvi wanted it.
Yeah, she wanted it.
Wow. So if you channel the area of the country, of the world where we're from, my tail was wagging the entire time I was looking at
I
that.
turned and I saw you guys laughing. I was like, you might be mad at us. I don't know. And then I saw you guys smiling and I was like, he's not mad.
Mad? That was like a Father's Day present for us.
I'm glad.
Final question. In which over is this match going to be finished?
Before the halfway point, I hope.
Before the halfway point. I want to ask you the follow-up question because I'm staying away from you the rest of the day. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And very well bowled.
Yes, ladies. That was perfect. That was so perfect. I mean, I took that picture.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna walk, stretch the legs.
No, first inning.
First innings break.
Oh, just break.
Yeah.
So
You have to play again.
Can Sri Lanka do anything? Not yet.
Sorry?
Okay. After.
ஒரு ஆளுக்கு தானே என் ஒய்ஃப் 2 கட் பண்ணாங்களா 1 கட் பண்ணாங்களா 2 நிறையா இருக்கு நான் 2 பேர் பொண்ணு வந்து 6th கிரேட் படிக்கிறேன் பையன் வந்து 3rd கிரேட் ஆமாம் நான் அக்பர் இங்கே நான் இதுலேருந்து நம்ம 293 எக்ஸிட் எடுக்கணும் நான் வந்து 272 எக்ஸிட் அதான் 20 மினிட்ஸ் நீங்கள் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம் நான் வந்து பேரமெண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரீமிங் அதில் வந்து ஐடி இந்த இயர் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணேன் இல்லை லாஸ்ட் இயர் நான் கேட்டிருந்தேன் வீட்டில் இல்லை ஐசிசி தான் இது பண்ணேன் இது எக்ஸாம் எழுதுனேன் ஆனால் ஃபெயில் ஆகிட்டு இந்த வருஷம் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஜனவரினா அந்த இது யூஎஸ்ஏ இல்லை அவங்க இந்த தடவை கரெக்டாக पैटर्न चेंज பண்ணிட்டாங்க இவங்க நாங்க சந்தீப் வீட்டுக்கு தான் போய் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணோம்
अरे जीरो तो नहीं बना जीरो तो नहीं बना
பட் எல்லாமே டோட்டலாக சேஞ்ச் ஆயிடுச்சு நான் முரளி கூட தான் சேர்ந்து நானும் அவனும் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணேன் அவர் நல்ல ஆப்வியஸாக அவர் பாஸ் ஆகியாரு நான் நினச்சேன் அவர் 100 அவர் 87 சூப்பர் அப்படின்னு அவரும் இங்கே தான் இருக்காரு டென்னிஸ் ஓ நீங்களா டென்னிஸால தான் முரளியும் ரொம்ப பயங்கரமாக அப்சர்வ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு அவரும் நல்லா பண்ணுறாரு ஆனால் அவர் லாஸ்ட் இயர் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு பட் நான் இல்லை நான் சொன்னேன் அது மேபி அதான் கேட்கல அதான் பசங்க மேபி கற்றுனதான் தெரியல நோ பால்னு சொல்லிட்டு அப்போ கை சரி ஓகே ஆமாம் ஆமாம் இல்லை நான் ஷவுட் பண்ணேன் நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் எவ்ரி ஒன் இல்லை அது பரவாயில்ல அதனால தான் நான் வந்து திருப்பி இல்லை பரவாயில்ல இல்லை நான் ஷவுட் பண்ணேன் அது மேபி அந்த பசங்க அந்த ஷவுட் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்களா அதில் கேட்காம இருந்திருக்கலாம் நான் இன்னும் மேபி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் லவுட்டராக
இல்லைனா யூஸ்வலாக அதுவும் நான் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணேன்
இல்லை ஏன்னா அவங்க ஸ்பின்னர் கிடையாது பேஸில் கரெக்டாக இங்கே தான் மீட் பண்ணாங்க ஏன்னா ஸ்லோ பாலும் இல்லை நான் ஸ்லோ பாலும் இல்லை அதனால நான் சரி பரவாயில்ல அதாவது அது அந்த ப்ரெசன்ஸ்
நான் ஆக்சுவலி ஆரஞ்சு தேடினேன்
ஓகே
ஆரஞ்சு ஜூஸில் வச்சுருக்கேன் எங்கே போச்சு
நான் கிரேப்ஸ் வேறு எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்தேன்
எனக்கு ஏற்கனவே நேற்று கிரேப் ஜூஸ் தான் யாரோ கொடுத்து எனக்கு த்ரோட்டை இது பண்ணி விட்டாங்க எனக்கு அப்படியே கொடுமையாக இருக்குது
ஆப்பிள் சாப்பிட்டுக்கிறேன் நான் கிரேப்ஸ் சாப்பிட்டேன்
சரி கொடுங்க பட் மற்றபடி இட் வாஸ் அ குட் கேம்
ஓகே
இட் வாஸ் குட்
11:20 ஆயிடுச்சு
Oh, let's go.
Ready already?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, let's go. Guys,
Yo, get in the field! Get in the field!
Go fast. Go fast.
Guys,
No slow walking. Come on, Archie.
in the field! Run it! Run!
Fast. Go in.
Run! Shivi, you're bowling the set. You're opening. Okay. Go.
No, Advika. Who is opening? Shivi, okay. What did you do? Shivi is opening.
Where were you last time when you started? Wait, guys.
Interviews, can I call one guy? Send it for the worker.
To the first 2 overs.
Yeah.
And then after the third over.
Okay. Sitting here or that side?
This side, it's close to the camera. Good score.
Here, scorer. Empat.
Back here, field number 3 at the Paramount Sports Complex to see whether or not the Atlanta Super Lions can defend a score of 69. Opening bowler is Shivi Bangwal. Starts out with the ball going down the leg side, so you'll not want to be able to do that because opening batters are more than capable of scoring heavily. Ayushi Singh and Sanavi Kambalapali. And I think that you will find that Sanavi Kambalapali in particular is very strong on the leg side. So the line from the left-handed Shivi Bangwal needs to be much more toward the offside. Quick single here, and that is the difference if you want to continue the conversation from earlier in the match between a team that has strong arms in the outfield and the team that doesn't. The team that doesn't have strong arms, you can just drop the ball into the offside or just into the infield and run quick singles, and that element of the game is extremely important, and that element of the game essentially suffers if you're not able to run those quick singles. In any event, started out here with a couple of runs, one a wide and one a single. Very full, slow, loopy delivery, and it is, oh my goodness, it's a single, but she'll want very much to be not jumping in the air if the ball is coming toward the stumps like that. So pay attention to the way that this chase is sort of handled, because for the most part you get the sense that this should be finished, and I know Coach Clint Copeland, who is somewhere close by, will hate me saying this. He would want to, or I'd want to think that the game would be finished relatively quickly, but there's no such thing as an easy game in the mind of a coach. And a couple of runs here to mid-wicket, and he will be as nervous as anybody else here as we get through the overs for this game. In the meantime, 5 runs are ready, and I happen at the moment to be joined in the commentary area by Mr. Prabhakar Moriki. Prabhakar, good afternoon. How are you? Is it afternoon yet?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still morning. Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. How are you? I'm
Doing
good to see you
excellent.
again.
Good to see you again as well. First question as it relates to this match, and the team that we're watching bat right now is the CovetIT Daredevils. And CovetIT has a name that is probably familiar to you. So tell us a bit about your company and why it is that you felt the need to put your resources behind this team and this tournament.
Yeah, and we are an IT services company, pivoting into product side as well at this point in time. We have customers all over US, and we have more than 100 employees working in our company. Right, we are building new products, giving opportunities to new graduate students at this point in time. We are into building talent. Either it could be computer science or it could be cricket, anywhere. So we want to give more opportunities to emerging girls, mixing up. Thanks to Coach Ranjit, he did a great job in arranging this tournament. Right? I really appreciate the amount of time and effort he put in composing the team. I really like the composition, right? Mixing up the senior girls with emerging girls. So a great opportunity for these girls to scale up their game and everything. Right? Thank you, Coach Ranjit, for the opportunity for us to sponsor this one.
So, CovetIT, where are you based?
We are based out of California, and we have offices in Texas as well.
We're in Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
So the next time you come to Dallas, I am 180 miles down I-35 in Austin.
Oh, awesome.
You have to let me know. We'll get together.
Sure, definitely. We have fun there.
That is a single in the outfield or into deep mid wicket. So 1 run from the last ball, 9 runs from over number 1. So if you are, well, you're not a betting man, but if you're looking at the team that you've assembled and how well they've done so far, first over and only 61 runs remaining, 24 overs, 61 runs. Is there a chance for the Atlanta Super Lions to win this match?
Oh, I don't think there's any chance there. With the kind of battage, like
I was expecting a political answer from you, but
but cricket you cannot predict, right? Obviously, I know they have.
Oh, here comes the political answer now.
They have good bowlers, I know, but we are positive about our batters, right? I know I have full confidence in Coach Ranjit's selection there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, talk a little bit, maybe big picture, and we'll go through the end of this over. Then I think I want to have a conversation with the other coach who's sitting to my right. But talk big picture about the likelihood of cricket in this country, specifically women's cricket, having a big impact on the sporting scene.
Definitely, Brian. Right. So the way girls are playing, new number of girls coming into cricket, it's really great to see. Right, girls traveling from west coast to all east coast to coast and playing here, making friends. Right, I know they're enjoying. They talk to me frequently. We need to give more and more opportunities to these girls, and we need to encourage more girls to come into cricket. Right, I definitely encourage more corporate companies coming in, sponsoring these events, right? So that way, there is huge talent pool there, and we wanted to motivate them to come and play in these grounds.
That is an interesting point, and that was actually, you preempted my next question, because I was going to ask how important is it for the corporate citizens to put their resources behind the development of cricket?
It's really important for them to support these girls. Right? They have muscle, they can do it, and that's the best way, to scale up this particular game. Right? More and more companies to come and support girls, sponsor more big events, so that way these girls get more opportunities to play.
Where do you think women's cricket in this country can be when, let's say, 5 years from now?
In my mind, I don't have any doubt that USA cricket, women's cricket will be top 4 for sure. But I'm going to say that we should be top 3, right? But I have full confidence in USA women's cricket to go there.
Top 3.
Yeah. we should, right? We should target for that, right? We have talent. It's more about all of us coming together to support them, motivate them, give more coaching. Right? I see a lot of infra growing, right? See this beautiful ground. There are 5 beautiful grounds here, and we went to New York, and then California. I see a lot of grounds coming up, and we played U15 in Grand Daredevils Stadium there. We have a lot of really, really good grounds and new grounds coming up. I think that's really, really good start. And I strongly believe that we will be for sure top 4 in the next 5 years.
So you're a businessman, and so you measure improvements not just by sort of qualitative measures but quantitative measures.
Of course.
So if you're looking to establish a quantitative measure by which you could see improvement, let's say in the next 5 years, what would that look like?
For me, infra is critical, right? Infra, we need to build better pitches, right? That's right, and then I see a lot of young girls coming into cricket playing, right? More coaches, we need to bring really good coaches. I know we have top coaches now in the USA. Right? It's all about infra at this point in time, and get them more opportunities. I would say we need to give them more experience, not only in US but outside also, these girls. We need to start giving opportunities outside. So that's possible only when corporate companies come into play and start funding these good trips, right? So that way USA cricket will be known outside USA as well, right? Yeah.
That is fantastic, and words of wisdom, we'll certainly delve into that later as I speak with this young man eventually. Mr. Prabhakar, it is a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Thanks, Coach Ranjit, for giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon. So, 2 overs up, 14 without losses, the score. First over was a good one, bowled by Shivi Bangwal if you eliminate the extras. But ultimately, they're not playing with a whole lot of runs, so really you're going to need to completely eliminate all of the extras. Sahasra Gopalakrishnan is the bowler who bowled the second over. That over went for 5 runs. And the man who looks a little bit more nervous than I think he should be looking is seated to my right. And he'll give me a signal when he's ready to have a quick chat, because he's actively coaching the match that is going on. So we'll wait till Coach Clint Copeland is ready.
Take him off the game.
You would think the opening inning score was 269 instead of 69. But anyway, quick signal here. I'll tell you what, that is a great throw. So we talked about the importance of strong throws coming from the outfield, and as a batter, it puts you in the mind of thinking, all right, do I want to take on this bowler? Do I want to take on this fielder? And it's probably that point where I want to get started with the man who is now seated to my left. Mr. Clint Copeland, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I was expecting to be the only handsome, bald-headed guy here, but then you show up and throw.
We have to increase in numbers in this category. And the skin is in.
So, Clint, look, you have a very power-packed side. Great bowlers, great batters. One thing that I didn't know and realize before this morning is the throws from the outfield. That, I don't know if you can coach that. I don't know if you just caught lightning in a bottle with these throws. Ritu Singh looks like she could throw 100 miles an hour if you let her. How important is that element of the game for you?
To me, it's probably one of the most important aspects of the game, being able to really show and perform fielding. A lot of kids are now growing up in this country where everything they learn is bowling and batting. So all credit due to the local coaches, the academies where most of the girls came from. So taking the time to help them develop in that era is critical. So we do have, our team is made up of girls from various parts of the U.S. So all credit goes to the coaches that have been working with them. And all we're doing is just bringing the team together to encourage them to work together as one and elevate their game.
My goodness, the first 6 of the match, and I was good. That preempts the question I was about to ask you. If you're chasing a total that is, let's say, 190, 200, then you're thinking, all right, we need to go out, we need to be positive, we need to accelerate towards the target. If you're chasing a total that's 69 runs, is the mindset, let's go get these runs quickly, or do we not disrespect the opponent and try, respect the good balls, put away the bad ones? What's the approach that you're telling the ladies when they're going out there?
Well, I'm never one to change up the strategy in a way. I want to encourage the girls to get better. And if they're changing how they're playing the game in the long run, it hurts them. So for anyone to improve, like when I'm coaching girls in the academy in California, the only way I let them know that you're going to improve is when you challenge your teammate. If you challenge your teammate, you knock her stumps, guess what? She's going to work harder to not let you knock it the next time, right? And if somebody smashes you in practice, guess what? You can gonna go back and concentrate and not not get smashed the next time. So in order to help the girls grow, we have to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. So right now I challenge the girls, just go out there, play a game, don't change your strategy, keep striking the ball, and let's just see what happens. Objective here is to try to knock off the runs without losing a wicket. So that's where we are.
Very interesting. So earlier, talking to Prabhakar Muriki with CovetIT, he said something that prompted a conversation that you and I just had. Because he says that the young ladies need to be able to play in environments other than where they play normally. In other words, a trip abroad. And so you were talking about the opportunity to take kids down to Trinidad this weekend, not this weekend, but this Christmas. How important is it for the ladies to get out of their normal playing environment and playing in a different country, in a country where cricket is more advanced?
I think it's critical to the development and growth of the sport in the United States. And we're fortunate and blessed that we have the national team players that are consistently getting those type of opportunities. And life is what it is, where we have younger players coming up. And if they don't get that opportunity to play on those surfaces, how are they going to be able to compete and challenge the national players to, one, for their spot, and two, to even challenge the national players to work hard at their game to maintain their spot. So, I just saw an opportunity to take some of the girls, the emerging players, to Trinidad to play against the Trinidad and Tobago under 16 and under 17 national team. And I talked to a couple of parents, and all of a sudden we have a tour. They're ready to go. So it's a great opportunity. Also in October we have another tournament coming up in California that will give girls that opportunity to play on a good quality MLC surface at Tarka Ground in Milpitas, in Morgan Hill rather. So the objective here is just to give the girls an opportunity to play as often as possible on a good quality service so that they can know how to dive, learn to dive. Fortunately enough, just came from the national conference in Dallas, and one of the biggest improvements that the girls are going to tell me is that, Coach, I learned to dive. I took a chance and I dove and I stopped the ball. And it was refreshing. It was enjoyable. That's the whole thing, because in the local fields that we play on, nobody is going to dive because they're not comfortable with the facility. So getting that opportunity is a great thing. The facility here is in Atlanta. I want to dive on it too myself. But this is what it's about, giving these girls an opportunity to play in quality surfaces, opportunity to try some of the things that would be expected or required of them on a national level. This is a blessing. This is a great thing for women's cricket, and I just want to see it continue to grow.
Well, the objective of getting through the innings without losing a wicket has now been lost, but I'm going to put you on the spot for the last question, and I know you're actively coaching, so I don't want to keep it forever. Your abilities as a coach, I think, pale in comparison to your mental approach to coaching. And what I mean by that, I'm going to go back to the very first day you and I met. Jaden was 7. Jaden was playing for the opposition team. Jaden is my son. Your team drilled us into submission. It was not ever close. And the very first thing that you did after the game was finished, you came right over to Jaden, who is a member of the opposition team, and you started coaching him on the spot right then and there. Tell me where that comes from, and how can we get more people like you to do that?
It's a simple thing. It's not about the win. It's about the development of players. It's about the growth of the sport. Whether you win or lose, you most likely may not remember a game that you played today, but the experience that you got from that game is what you're going to take throughout your career. And I have believed in that from day one, and I will maintain that. My job is to encourage and motivate as many young people to play the game that I love, that they love, that their parents love as possible, so it can evolve and grow in this country. So I'm a cheerleader. I don't care. I don't have my pom-poms on my skirt, but you know what? I'm going to be a cheerleader to heart to every young player that wants to play this sport.
Coach Clint Copeland.
Appreciate you, bro.
You're one of the best.
Hey, just love doing this sport, man. Love this sport.
Fantastic. Well, a couple of good conversations there, my goodness. Excellent stuff from Coach Clint Copeland. He'll probably not be happy that there was a wicket lost, but in the meantime, 34 for 1 is the score. 34 is the score. 35 needed to win. 35 needed in the next 126 balls. And by the way, we did not announce it when it happened, but Captain Ritu Singh is at the wicket. Ritu Singh, who saw all of one delivery and hit it over the top of cover for 4. So I believe she wants to get this game over with. But to the point that Coach Copeland just made, you want to play your natural game. You don't necessarily want to do something other than what you'd ordinarily do. And for Ritu Singh, I think that means being as aggressive as you normally are. In the meantime, 2 overs in the books make that 3 overs in the books. Shiva Bangwal, 2 overs. Oh, my apologies. 4 overs in the books. Shiva Bangwal, 2 overs, 19. Sastra Gopalakrishnan, 1 over, make that 2 overs, 1 for 14. Batters are Ritu Singh, 4 from 1, and Sanavi Kambalapali, 21 from 12. Sanavi Kambalapali has the only 6 to be hit in this match. Ritu Singh with a 4, and also Sanavi Kambalapali also with another 4. So ordinarily you'd expect this team, the CovetIT Daredevils, to score heavily in boundaries. First innings, we only had 1 4 struck in the entirety of that match, of that innings rather. This is played into the offside. They'll get a single without much fuss. But my goodness, you'll find that the opportunity to score quick runs will almost always present itself with this pair. Ritu Singh, one of the bigger hitters that you'll ever see in any level of cricket, men or women. Hit a 6 yesterday that I conservatively estimated at about 90 meters. Using the feet, this one gets hit to mid-wicket. He'll get a single. So for each of the youngsters who would have heard the 2 interviews that we just did, but particularly the one with Coach Clint Copeland, I think words of wisdom is the least of what how I can characterize that. Pull around the corner. That is a great stop at fine leg. That saves 3 runs. That was struck very firmly, and that easily would have gone for 4. Ritu Singh strikes the ball fearsomely. I think you see the opportunity for her to get the runs needed. You don't want to see them taking risks, but at the same time, you want the natural game to show that time fielding at backward square leg is one that you'd be very proud of. And we never did announce it. The bowler is Hannah Jane. Hannah Jane into her first over. This is the 5th over of the innings. 1 over remaining inside the power play.
Good bowling.
And at this stage, 1 over and 1 ball, I should say. Well down the leg side. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's going to run away down the hill, close to the boundary. Get a couple of runs. If Ritu Singh had that to do again, they're coming back for the 3rd. They do come back for the 3rd. That is great communication. You see Sana Vikambalapali identify the opportunity, make the call. Ritu Singh responds, and they come back for 3. So I started saying if Ritu Singh had that to do again, she may have wanted to just let that go for a wide and then have the opportunity to get runs after that. But they still turned that into 3 runs. So that is excellent going. And so an over that was going decently ends up with 8 runs coming from it. 42 runs is the score, 28 needed off of the last 120 balls. So just a slight correction, 27 runs needed in the last 120 balls. Ritu Singh on strike. From this end, I mentioned the 6 that she hit yesterday that I conservatively estimated at 90 yards. It was from this end, and it ended up, if you look beyond the boundary in the distance, in those bushes, it hit those bushes on the full. And so the boundary toward the southern end of the ground is 44 yards at the 22 for the pitch, so that's 66, and it easily landed 25 yards beyond that. So that might have been too conservative an estimate. It was an absolutely brilliant shot. But we're not thinking about that now. We're just thinking about what you can do here. This is lofted into the deep. 1 bounce for 4. Nobody out there toward backward square leg. Ritu Singh helps herself to 4 runs behind square over the leg side. So where we're looking now, Ritu Singh 13 from 5 with a 4 or 2 4s. Sana Vikambalapali 24 from 15, 1-4, 1-6. That 1 strike gets you to within 23 runs of victory. Earlier, Ritu Singh said that she expected this game to be finished before the water break. We're in over number 6, and the water break is at 12. I'd be shocked if this game goes into the 9th over. Oh, that stays low. Ritu Singh playing back to a ball she probably wants to get more in line with. Bye is signaled, and by the way, the bowler is Madhurika Sivakumar. And Ritu Singh, very aggressive, wants to get the game over with. But I would suspect that if she has that shot to play again, she'll probably not want to take a risk playing across the line. So Madhurika Sivakumar bowling now to Sana Vikambalapali. Fast up. Oh, struck well. Just for a split second, optical illusion. I thought that actually got by the bat and would have hit the stumps, but no issue there. You get a single down the ground, and then you get another single. So Ritu Singh is back on strike, and it's going to be interesting to me to see how she handles these slow deliveries. If there's pace on the ball, she can be very aggressive, but these slow deliveries, oh, short, and that's skied away to mid-wicket. That is the second 6, well, actually the second 6 of the innings. First one hit by Ritu Singh, and you cannot bowl at length. You got success earlier pitching the ball up. Absolutely have to pitch that ball up. This will be a very, very short game if you bowl short to Ritu Singh. So just 15 runs remaining. By the way, that shot brings up to 50. 54 for 1 in the power play. By comparison, at this stage in the first innings, the Atlanta Super Lions had 17 runs. So you've literally multiplied their scoring by 3. So in theory, this game doesn't have much longer in it. And if Ritu Singh is at the wicket, this could be all of 3 strokes away. Tossed up, goes big down the ground. Look at that strike. And when the spectators in the deep are the ones catching these balls, that gives you a sense of how well this is going. 60 for 1, 9 runs remaining for victory. And Ritu Singh did not come in with any intent other than getting this game over with. He's now up to 25. 2 4s, 2 6s. Oh, that is 6 more. Listen to that sound off the bat. 3 consecutive 6s to end over number 6. Absolutely brilliant ball striking from the captain. 3 runs away from victory. CovetIT Daredevils are 6-6 for 1.
They had finished with 6.
So the end of the power play, 6-6 for 1. For what it's worth, there are 3 runs remaining in this innings, in this match. So one of 2 things will happen. You either have 9 wickets or you have 3 runs. And I will leave it to you to decide which of those is more likely. In the meantime, change in bowling. In fact, it's not a change. Ahana Jain is continuing. She bowled over number 5, about to bowl over number 7. Very little in terms of margin for error here. 2 tremendous batters at the wicket and only 3 runs to play with. Blocked it into the deep, catchable. Hit down, goes through the hands. Instead of a wicket, it is the end of the match. So nailed it straight to the fielder in the deep. Had the opportunity to catch it around head height, but it burst through the hands, goes away for 4, and the CovetIT Daredevils complete victory by the margin of 9 wickets in the span of 6 overs and 1 ball. Absolutely dominant performance, and that gives you a sense of how well this team has done. Did not take a lot of effort. They immediately hit the ground running, and you see the impact of this team. Looking at the scorecard, not a whole lot to read, frankly, because the game was finished so quickly. Sanavi Kamalapali, 29 from 17, 2 4s and a 6. Ayushi Singh bowled 4 from 11. Ritu Singh not out, 31 from 9 deliveries faced, 2 4s, 3 6s. Absolutely tremendous effort with the bat and a dominant performance for CovetIT. The bowlers did not have a lot to work with, and they were made to look ordinary. Shivi Bangwal, 2 overs, none for 19. Sahasra Gopalakrishnan, 2 overs, 1 for 14. Ahana Jain, 1.1 overs, 12 runs conceded. Madhurika Sivakumar's 1 over went for 23, courtesy of Ritu Singh. That is the end of a pretty one-sided match, as it turns out. Again, the CovetIT Daredevils taking victory by the margin of 9 wickets. So we will pause, we will breathe, we will look at the schedule for the rest of the day. It's going to be Atlanta War Eagles against the DC Titans. It's going to be an interesting game. First, we will have lunch. I believe local time, 2 o'clock is when that game is supposed to start. So maybe you can go have lunch or breakfast or dinner, depending where you're watching from. As of the moment, we will have a bit of a break from here. Join us later on this afternoon. We're signing off for the moment from field number 3. See you soon.